as I said in the radio show just now, been at this for a long time, 32 years I think, and 19 as a head coach. This is a rivalry. It's a big game for both schools and programs, and there's no one in this profession that I respect more than Johnny Dawkins. Just does things the right way, and did an unbelievable job of in the portal in terms of recruiting and different things like that. They're really good. They're really good. They're physical. They're tough, long around the basket, and we needed to play exceptionally well. And to give our guys credit, that's exactly what they did. Every facet of the game. I thought we were great defensively in the first half, pretty good in the second half. Offensively, much better in the second half in terms of moving the ball and moving bodies, cutting, and then we were great on the offensive glass in the second half. And I always say our offense can be determined by a couple things. One, obviously, if you shoot the ball really well, you're creating good shots. We shot 44%, which is pretty good, and then 35 from the three, which is very good. But the offensive rebounds, because if you're getting offensive rebounds, two things are happening. One, you're breaking down their defense, and two, you got guys flying around. And that's what we had in the second half, and that was, in my opinion, the difference in the game. I thought we made a switch on the defensive assignment and moved Selton Miguel on to C.J. Kelly. I thought he did a great job on that. I said it as well, you know, Russ has been scoring points for us, and he's most improved player in the league by far. But with post players, you can scheme and take them out of games by trapping and double teaming and different things like that. And his growth is just tremendous because he turns around and he gets 12 rebounds for us. He does a great job defensively in anchoring our defense. We didn't get stretched and extended today, and he was tremendous. One time they turned the corner on a ball screen. One time the whole game. We must have set 50 ball screens, and he's the one who's always guarding it. You know, total team effort. A lot of good basketball from a lot of different guys. Just, you know, we responded. We did not play well on Wednesday, and we've been playing pretty good. And we figured out a way to finish it tonight or this afternoon. So very pleased with the effort. And be remiss, obviously great crowd. The Soul Flow Rodeo is in full effect. They're great. That's going to keep building. And we know we have our job to doing that, and that's to play with great energy and intensity, and we did that as well.
Coach, going back to Russ and the ball screen defense, I don't remember UCF scoring with their roll man scoring any layups in this game, and that's a product of Russ and the help down behind him. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, you know, we got so far overextended the other night, just got out of sorts, and that you know, I said it afterwards. That's, you know, no matter what the guys are doing, we got to do a better job, and we had one day to really work on it. You know, this was our third game in 6 days. This was their first game in 7 days. You know, so we didn't have a lot of time, and guys just needed to believe in it. But the guys underneath have to be long and active, you know, and Russ got to do a great job, but the guard on the ball has to do a great job. Every ball screen is guarded by 5 guys, not just the 2 guys in the ball screen. So sometimes when you see him hit a roll or turn the corner, you just think the 2 guys in the ball screen screwed it up. Those other 3 guys were so active today and alert, and you know, everything we do is 5 as 1. 5 guys have to play as 1. Our defensive philosophy, our offensive philosophy, and when we do that, we've proven that we're pretty good and can only get better. So a lot goes on Russell, more than anybody ever knows, you know, and he did just a tremendous job tonight.
Talking about the rebounding, you know, your offensive rebounding, 15 of them with led to 22 second chance points. They averaged 13 offensive rebounds a game, and you held them to 9. So at the other end of the court, you guys,
they're physical, you know what I mean? And they send 4 to the glass. Horton's a really good offensive rebounder from the perimeter. Kelly's pretty good. Suggs, I love the kid. You know, I've watched him for 3 years now. We recruited him. There's a reason, because he just hard-nosed kid, plays hard, makes plays. Freeman goes. So it's not just the inside guys, it's on the perimeter. So you have to be really disciplined off the ball. And when you look at, Selton gets us 2 defensive rebounds. Tyler gets us 4. Chaplin gets us 2. Corey gets us 4. You have to rebound by committee on the defensive end, and I thought we did a good job of that, limiting them to only 9.
You talk about, Russ, but Corey Walker Jr., I mean, played some huge minutes when Russ was on the bench, spaced the floor a little bit, gave you more of an athletic look. I mean, one of his best games in weeks.
Yeah.
What was, what allowed him to do what he was able to do?
Obviously there's been a frustration with Corey, just in terms of not performing as well as he's capable of performing, and we need him. But over the last probably week to 10 days, and it doesn't happen overnight, but getting in the gym more, practicing better. And I thought he played well on Wednesday, you know what I mean? And I thought he played tremendously well today. In this league, there's a lot of 6'8", 225-pound centers, you know what I mean? So we can play smaller, but Corey can also play at the 4 as well. And he played at both today. So we just need his consistency on a daily basis, because he can make a big impact. He can have a huge impact on this team. He was really focused, dialed in, obviously 2 of 4 from the 3, but the 4 defensive rebounds was really important. And I know he doesn't get credited for any offensive rebounds, but 2 of them we got the team rebound on when he flies in there and the ball goes off of them out of bounds. You know what I mean? And so that's why I hate stats, because they're deceiving at times. But his energy today was tremendous, tremendous. Now, what's the challenge? Is to continue that, take care of his body tomorrow and have 2 good practices, which will give him a better chance and us a better chance to play well on Wednesday.
You mentioned 3 games in 6 days. In the second half, it seemed like you guys were still able to get around the corner and dribble right to the hoop a few times. I think there were 3 straight possessions straight to the hoop for layups.
Yep.
I mean, what can you say about that, the effort that those guys showed
Yeah.
in the second half, and you might miss it 8 points?
Like I said, proud for a lot of reasons, but the resiliency and the toughness that they showed, and kind of the grit and the grinding it out. They knew that this was our 3rd game in 6 days, and this was their 1st in 7. They understood that, and they knew that they were gonna have to dig down a little deeper. And to our guys' credit, that's exactly what they did. So when it comes to the growth of the team, that's a huge mile marker for us, because we had to. And Selton played 33, Sam played 20 because of foul trouble, but 32, Tyler 37, 27 for Chap, so guys dug down when they needed to, and that was good to see.
Coach, you were 20 of 22 from the line. That's no small detail in what was a close game most of the way.
Yep.
And too often that's come back to bite you, over the years. But not today. You were led by Tyler. You came through at the stripe.
Well, I mean, if Tyler's gonna shoot 13 out of the 22, we're gonna probably have a pretty high percentage. Sometimes when the percentages are low, you got your guys who aren't as good shooting more free throws. But we're shooting 70% in league play from the free throw line through the first 6 games. So it's not like we haven't shot the ball better. We're shooting 45 from the field, 35 from the 3, and 70 from the free throw line, averaging 75 points a game. Offense right now is not our biggest concern, you know what I mean? But the focus that we have to have, Chap, last year shot 73% from the free throw line. Really worked on it. and shot extremely well from the free throw line. He's been in a little bit of a funk from the line, but getting in the gym and working on it, and it's more mental, but he goes to the line and makes 3 big ones for us tonight, you know what I mean? So, again, just, we're more than capable. Sometimes we just need to, there was a stretch there where I thought we forced a couple offensive possessions. Got the timeout, just said, hey man, just keep doing what we do, we'll be fine. And then the next 5 possessions, I think we scored on 4 out of the next 5, you know, and it's a little bit like that with our shooting too, you know, if we create good shots, we're gonna make enough of them.
Where do you see this team, you know, offensively? It feels like in, you know, your tenure at USF, it feels like this team offensively is, if not the best offensive group that you've had, it's definitely up there, you know, maybe with that CBI championship group. Where does this team offensively sit, you know, in comparison to some of the others?
I think it's the best offensive team we had. That 24-win team's got a lot of points off our defense, you know, with the steals and stuff like that. We didn't shoot as well from the field or the 3 as we are right now, that team. Obviously that team, what that team had was kind of big shot guys, you know what I mean? They made critical ones. But we have a lot of different weapons, and that's why if we move the ball and share the ball's gonna find the open shot. Or if you're playing Central Florida with some of the switching, it's gonna find maybe a mismatch where a guy isn't used to guarding Chap on a back cut, or Tyler got loose a couple times on some switches. So the key for us is the ball can't stick and we can't over dribble it, you know, and we gotta keep throwing the ball inside. They're trapping Russ, you know what I mean? They're sending a second guy to him. So other than one possession, he did a great job of drawing 2 and kicking it out, and we got that ball to the second side and had really good action out of it.
Coach, I think 16 minutes left in the second half. Corey Walker hits a 3 that bounces off the rim and finally drops in after an extended period in the air. I think that may have been the first lucky bounce for USF basketball in quite a while. And you guys never led by less than 4 after that.
Yeah.
Do you think that was maybe like a?
Yeah, you know, and the thing, I kind of turned around. I thought he missed it, and then all of a sudden everybody starts cheering. I'm like, what the hell just happened? You know what I mean? Because I saw the bounce. But I think it goes back with that extra pass, because the guy who caught the first pass off the throwback had a shot, and he threw the extra pass. That's the trust we need to develop, you know what I mean? And you go back to it being Corey Walker or Sam on a throwback, starts the game, hits the 3. You know, those are guys that have worked on their game, and so guys are starting to develop a little more trust because they see them working on their game. So now if they're open, we're comfortable with them taking those shots, you know what I mean? So, but I'm never opposed to getting a couple of lucky breaks either, you know? But I just always believe the harder you work, and if you keep doing the right thing, you're gonna get breaks. You're gonna get some breaks. So maybe some are owed to us, so we gotta keep working and doing the right thing.
Coach, after this season, UCF moving on to another conference.
Yep.
Have you and Coach Dawkins talked at all about continuing the series?
We haven't officially talked about it, and I think we'll wait till the end of the year. But the problem or the challenge in basketball, obviously, do I think it'd be great to play once a year and rotate? Yes, and I'd be all for it, because I think it's great for the state of Florida, you know what I mean? And there is a rivalry there, all right? The issue comes with, in that league, are they gonna go to 20 conference games now that they're expanding, right? Will they go to 20? And when you add 20, and then you add the challenges that, like the Big 12 plays in, the Big 12 Big East Challenge, the MTEs that they play in, there's just not a lot of home and homes that teams can do, you know what I mean? Because they'll play a lot of one-time games on neutral sites. So I understand that, because I've been in that position before as well. So we'll see, you know what I mean? Would I like to do it? Yeah, but I completely understand if it's not gonna be able to happen, you know what I mean? And like I said, no more respect than anybody in this profession, you know what I mean? The guy's always done it the right way, always, and, so it wouldn't be out of anything other than just can't make it work, you know what I mean? And sometimes those things happen.
Thank you.
Being able to get this last home win against a longtime rival UCF, what type of momentum does that set up for you guys going on this road trip?
It's a good question. We've played well on the road, you know, and we haven't maybe played quite as well at home, but today we did. So we need to build on that. And in this league, like I say, it's 1 game winning streak, and we got one. Next one, we got to start another 1 game winning streak. But we got some things we can build on. We were better defensively, better on the glass, really good offensively. We got good basketball from a lot of guys. So I'd be, you know, wouldn't be being honest if I didn't say we're gonna show that and hopefully build on that and capitalize on that. But the best way to do it is to get on the court Monday and Tuesday and have 2 good practices and prepare for a really good team, a really physical, tough team in Temple. Well-coached team, man, well-coached team. So we got to be ready to go.
Is this the best game you played in 2 years? Last year. You played
I mean,
great.
when we played them last year, we played pretty darn good. I mean,
Yeah.
they-
You
I
played
think that
great.
was a funnier win.
yeah. I mean, we won the game, but I mean, we played some pretty good games. So, but again, I say it, and I don't shy away from it. Every game's important, but these 2 games, this is college, man. This game's supposed to be a little more important. It's supposed to be a little more important. So with that being said, yeah, what the hell? It's the best win we've had in the last couple of years because it's the most recent one, and we beat a real. The one thing is, they're really good. I mean, they're really good. They're really good, and so we had to play well. So where maybe last year it was we caught lightning in a bottle, maybe. Where this year we were more steady through the whole thing.
Thank you.
All right.